Come out, stay, go back to the station and watch the pad before it goes up. As you can see, it's getting really close to the edges, and that's also because of the design. The design is a D shape. And you might ask, well, wait, so this actually gets into corners a lot better than any other robotic vac, but then why isn't anyone else doing it? The reason for that is because to get a robot into a corner is actually quite easy. It's getting it out of the corner is actually quite hard. So that's the reason why we changed the back end a little bit and made it more of a circle. So if you think of the circle that Karen presented, it actually allows it to turn a little bit better and all the algorithms there. With the app, once again, our app is all customizable. So you can change all the different settings on this product. From the suction, you can have a vacuum only, vacuum and mop only, or vacuum then mop. Any questions so far?
Is this one of the highest suction range?
12,800, 11,000, 8,000. So the X2 Omni was 7,000 when we launched it. This is now 12,800 PA. So very, very high. Now, works great on cups, so suction power, any of you guys heard me talk before, suction power is great, especially when you have things like carpet, like that carpet there, or if you have pets, or if you have cats. If you have cats where they've got the cat litter, large particles, the 12,800 works wonders because it will suck up all the large particles. But if you have a home where there's predominantly just hard surfaces and you don't have pets and things like that, you don't really need 12,800. 3,000 to 4,000 is actually more than sufficient to actually clean your floors. So this product is really for those who really want that innovation, the artificial intelligence, because it actually does identify things like humans, pets, pet bowls, and all those type of things. So yeah.
So this is the X5.
This is the X5 Pro Omni.
So what's the difference? What are the specific differences between the X5 and I'm assuming there was an X4?
No, we actually jumped from an X2 to an X5.
Oh really?
Yeah, so the difference between the X2 and the X5, number one, suction. So 7,000 versus 12,800 PA suction.
Yeah.
The extendable mopping arm. So this now has the extendable mopping arm. The design is slightly different, so the rear end is more round. The previous version was a little bit more squarer. We've also changed the front, where all the hardware, like the navigation, the obstacle avoidance, is in the center of the product. On the previous X2 was on the side. It's got anti-tangle now as well, and it's got AI stain recognition. So if you've got a light surface and you have some soy sauce or coffee, or even whether it's wet or dry, as long as that stain is 5 to 20 centimeters in diameter, it'll actually detect the stain. Will actually come back to the station, clean its pads, go to the stain, go backwards and forwards. You would have seen it in the launch video just then. Come back, clean its pads, and then continue cleaning the home.
So I noticed on one of the images she showed up, it had a 15 centimeter
Yes.
rise, but then it said 10 centimeters off the ground.
Yeah.
So explain that for me.
So the physical lift is 15 millimeters, but the actual gap between the mopping pads and the actual floor, a hard floor surface, is actually 10 mils.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is still going to be higher than most piles of most carpets, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see it's lifted in this one here as well. But there's still, like, the gap is a little bit.
So this would then seem to have a few of the features that we saw in the T30, yeah?
Yes, it does. So the true edge mopping, the anti-tangle is the same. So that's now pretty much standard across all our products, the anti-tangle. The true edge is only in the T series and the X series. And then obviously the suction power, and this one has AI versus the other series don't have AI.
And what about decibels in terms of when
Noise?
it's cleaning and all that kind of stuff?
They're around about 68 decibels. So that's, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll change the suction power on this. So at the moment it's not 12,800. That's 12,800 PA suction. That's on this high suction power. Any other questions? No?
Pretty amazing.
How small can the capital take?
Sorry?
So how small can the capital take? It's like if it's vacuuming and let's say it's missed 2 oats
When it comes to particles, it doesn't detect things like oats and things like that. It can detect stains, so like a coffee spill or a Coke spill. As long as that spill is 5 to 20 centimeters in diameter and it's a dark liquid, it will detect it. And then it'll definitely do a mop. So when it does a stain mop, it'll go backwards and forwards constantly to try and ensure that it gets the stain out. And then it'll return to the station to wash the pads, because obviously the pads will be very, very dirty. So it lifts the pads, come back, washes it, and then goes out and continues its cleaning.
So in this situation, can we expect it to come back at these two little ones there, or is it?
Potentially, let's have a look. So in terms of the map, it hasn't finished quite yet. So hopefully later on it will finish it off.
What do you do like say spotted gum flooring or something like that, where there's so many different colours?
So with the flooring type for AI stain detection, it needs to be a light colour, which in other words something like white, light grey. It can be matte, or it could be a gloss. It could be wood. It could be tiles. But if it's a flooring with a lot of like spotted gums and things like that, it may think that those stains are actually a stain rather than like a. So it's still a lab feature. So it's actually, if you look at here, you don't see that feature here, but in the lab feature, there's actually lab features. So lab features means we are still ongoing testing these features. So it's actually not a default yet. So the AI stain detection is part of it. It actually does work. We tested it today, this afternoon, in the lab features. So these are lab features: strategic particle removal. So it actually tries to detect more particles. And then there's the AI strategic cleaning of stains.
So what's the battery life?
Battery life on this, if it's on standard suction, standard mopping, it's around about 170 minutes.
What's standard suction?
Standard suction is right. It's the setting right now. So that's standard suction.
So that's obviously not 12,000, no?
No, that's not 12,800. Yeah.
6,000, you reckon?
It's about 4,000 or 5,000. Yeah. Any other questions? So the design-wise, it's still the same as the X2. So you still have your water tanks, your clean water tank, your dirty water tank. Oh, it's actually about to. And it still clean the mopping pads, and it'll take roughly, you can set it to 2 hours or 3 or 4 hours to dry the mopping pads as well. So it washes the mopping pad with 70-degree hot water. In the previous X2 was 55 degrees. So we upped the hot mop washing to 70, so that way it really, really gets all the oils out of the mopping pads if there are any oils. Okay.
Any features to help with grout?
Grout? Not really. There's no features really to help with the grout. But I think the only part with the grout is the suction. So if there's anything stuck in the grout, if you lift the higher suction, obviously we'll just get the.
So it's sucking out mopping.
Yeah. It's important for it to look good because it is not like a stick vac or a canister where you can put into your cupboard. It is something that's going to sit in your living room.
So one of the issues with the T30, I thought, was that it does leave the floor wet. So has there been any movement on that in terms of like some sort of hot air off the back or anything like that?
No, not at the moment, but definitely something that we can definitely think of and look at. Because I understand, because as you're mopping, it's wet, and then maybe potentially you sort of blow dry it. Is that what you're saying?
I've seen that in other devices.
Yeah.
Tested some that like check the humidity in the air and then like automatically adjust it based on how real it is.
Yeah.
Really.
The AR decides it really likes people slipping over, it might just decide that.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be tangled in your sheets. Tell me why, oh tell me why. I never thought you'd leave me right here by myself. Baby, I don't wanna lose you, lose you. Baby, I don't wanna be tangled in your sheets. Tell me why, oh tell me why. I never thought you'd leave me right here by myself. Baby, I don't wanna lose you. Baby, I don't wanna Never thought I'd be tangled in your sheets. Tell me why, oh tell me why. I never thought you'd